All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to my art studio. Do you guys remember what the theme is for this week? All right, so we drew portraits made with pens. So I went and grabbed a handful of pens. Do you guys have pens like this? Black pen and a red pen from school. So this is what I started with as I was starting to draw with pens this week. But you know what? I was lucky and I remembered my son has an entire collection of brightly colored pens. So I thought maybe I could use these, work these in to some of my art projects as well this week. So grab whatever you have. If you just have a couple colors, that's fine. If you got lots, we can definitely delve into those. All right, so portraits. Portraits was actually a really hard theme for me this week. I don't have a lot of confidence in my portrait drawing abilities. I just think it's really hard to capture a person's personality and their essence in a drawing. It's challenging, right? And so I don't feel like I'm very good at it. But what does that mean? Is that bad? Does that mean I can never make great portraits? No, it just means that I need to practice more, right? And that's what our sketchbooks are for, right? Our sketchbooks are for trying something new, just seeing what happens if we give it an effort, right? And again, just keep practicing, right? That's how we grow as artists, is to try something new and keep working on it. All right, so when I was thinking about portraits, I was like, well, what is the purpose? What's the purpose of a portrait? Like, what is the artist trying to convey with a portrait? And really, I thought, a portrait it's like a story that you're telling with a picture. And it's a story about a person, right? So I was like, oh, hey, stories is my favorite thing, right? Picture books are a great way to combine that storytelling with that art. So I went back, of course, to my kiddos' bookshelves, and I pulled out some of our favorite storybooks from when they were littler. And I just turned to the very first page where the artist, the author, and the artist, sometimes they're the same person, right? Were introducing us to the main characters in the stories. So I have a couple I want to share with you. I'm just going to show you the first page of the books. And here we go. All right, so this first one, this is called Red Knit Cap Girl. And here is where, I'm really making a mess of this. Here is where we meet her. A really simple drawing, right? So here's the story about her. And she is, of course, out in nature. All right, another one. Here's a picture of a little boy. This little boy is named Peter. And notice how Peter is made with a lot of really simple shapes. But he's still got a lot of character, doesn't he? All right, so there's Peter. Here's another little girl. She's standing on the front porch of her building, looking out across her town in the wintertime. Oh, I should be telling you what these books are. Peter came from Peter's Chair by Ezra Jack Keats. And this is Miss Rumpus. And it starts off introducing her as a little girl. This is a fantastic book. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. I think we found all of these books at the library. I think they still have these books at the library. Caps for Sale. So here we are introduced to the cap peddler with all of his caps stacked on his head. And again, see, he's a very simple line drawing, isn't he? But he certainly has a lot of personality with that big mustache and that stack of caps. All right, and then the last one is, so a portrait doesn't necessarily have to be a person, right? Or maybe it's a person and an object. So I don't know if you guys know this one. This is another classic children's book, Mike Mulligan and his Steam Shovel. And here is where we are introduced to Mike. And the main character, his steam shovel, her name is Mary Ann. So this is a portrait of Mary Ann as we meet her for the first time. All right, so then I was trying to think, so what's a story that I can tell that's pretty recent to what I've been doing here in my home? And I thought, well, last week I actually had a birthday. And for my birthday party, I had a tea party with some friends. And one of my friends took a picture of me. And I was being very silly. I was opening presents and I took the bow off my presents and I stuck it on my head. Do you guys ever do that? Do you ever wear the bow off your presents? So here is my first portrait of myself. And I'm at my tea party, and there's my teapot and the creamer and the sugar bowl, and I'm opening a present and I stuck the ribbon, and it had flowers with it, onto my head. And because of the flowers and the theme, I decided to put a big flowery background behind me. And that tells a story too, which is that I'm an artist and I love to draw flowers and I love nature. So here's my first portrait of my birthday tea party from last week. And I just did it with these two pens. Yeah. So drawing with pens is scary too, right? Because can you erase? You can't. You just have to go for it and see what the lines do. And you know what? It's okay if you make a mistake. You can try again, or you can try and, I don't know, turn it into something different in your artwork. It's all good, right? We're just playing and experimenting here. All right, so another great thing to do with portraits is not just to draw yourself, but to draw some people around you, right? And it's tricky. Why is it tricky? Because they keep moving. It's really hard to capture people, right? So sometimes, like if I want to draw a self-portrait, a lot of times I'll look at a picture of myself. So I'll take a picture or I'll find a picture and I'll try and draw the picture so that I can look at what I'm trying to draw and I can study it more. But it's fun too to try and take really quick like sketches of what the people that we are living with are doing, what activities they're doing, what their interests are. So I'm going to show you a couple of sketches that I made of some of my family members. And again, I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous showing these to you guys, but that's okay, right? We're all learning together. All right, so let me show you what I did in my big journal. Okay, so the first one that I drew is actually this one right here. And this is a quick sketch that I made of my daughter, and she was listening to music and playing on the computer. So I just tried to use like as few lines as I could to make a really simple drawing of her. And I also did another study of myself where I took a picture of myself drawing, and then I tried to draw a little sketch portrait of myself drawing, because that's something that I spend a lot of my time doing. I went around and I found, we have two cats, so I tried to make a portrait of my cat. And one of the things I thought was really fun, I tried something new here. I tried to use the different colors to show the different shading, like the shadows in the cat. So the cat, where the cat was in a lot of light, I used my reds and oranges and pinks. And where the cat's face was shaded, I put in some purples and some blues. And my cat has green eyes. She's got a little white nose and mouth. So I thought that was something neat to try and explore. And the other thing too, so this is one way to do shadows, to use these colors. Another way to do shadows, this is so hard to see, I don't know if it's very detailed, but do you see how I made these little hash marks? And I tried to make some of them darker and more prominent than others. That's another way to do shading, and that'll give like some depth to your pictures, to your portraits. But yeah, it's tricky to do. It's tricky to do with pen. So adventures, right? Okay, so the last one, I love this. This is super silly. This is one of my favorite things to do. So this is a picture of my son, and he was watching a video. And the way I did this was I put my paper down and I took my pen and I looked at him, but I didn't look at my paper at all. So I used my eyes to trace the shapes in his face with my hand on my paper without looking at what I was doing. And what happens is you get these silly, fun portraits of people. I don't know, it looks a little bit like a Pablo Picasso, doesn't it? Like things are not quite lining up. And why is this eyeball bigger than that eyeball? I don't know. So I'm going to demonstrate that really quick for you guys. And I'm going to use my camera here on my computer as a mirror so that I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn to a fresh page in my journal. And I'm going to grab my blue pen. All right. All I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my face. I'm not going to look down at my paper. And I'll show you what I get, okay? So here we go. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it down. I'm going to decide where I'm going to start. Okay, watch my eyes. See if I look down at my paper. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to do my hair now. Here goes my hair. Okay, then I'm going to come back and I got to do my glasses. So I'm going to do my glasses. Tracing my glasses. Okay, now I need to do my eyes and my eyeballs. Eyes and eyeballs. And I'm not lifting my pen at all. Okay, I got to come back down and do my nose. All right, and then I'm going to do my smile. I'm smiling. All right, and then maybe I'll come down here and I'll do my neck and a shoulder. All right. Okay, let's see what happened. Did I look at my paper? I didn't stop moving my pen. I guess I didn't have my pen in the camera frame. Okay, this is what I just drew. Here I am. Here's my portrait of me. I just love, it's actually kind of recognizable. I love how these turn out. So this is a super fun thing to do if you go around your house. You can do this not only with people, you could do this with yourself in front of the mirror, or you could do your sibling, you could do your parents, you could do any object. You could do a favorite toy, you could do a stuffed animal, you could just draw your bedroom, anything that you want. It's such a great way to train your eye and your hand so that they are working together. I can't gesture, I'm pointing at the camera, so that they're working together. That's such an important skill to develop as an artist, is this ability to see and then translate what you're seeing down onto paper. So there you go. These are called blind continuous line drawings. It's blind because I didn't look at the paper, and it's a continuous line drawing because I didn't stop my pen. I didn't pick up my pen anywhere as I was drawing this. I just kept my pen down, and if I had to change directions, I just drew right across to where I needed to go. So can you see that? That was one single line that I drew. All right, so now that you have all these ideas for portraits, I just wanted to plug call to artists, and you guys are all artists, that the Art Museum, the Dubuque Museum of Art, is asking for people to submit portraits that they've drawn of themselves, capturing their life during this time with the pandemic, where we've been staying home and we've been trying to stay safe and we haven't been seeing our friends necessarily or going out the way we normally do. They're calling it Portraits of the Pandemic. And for all the instructions on how to submit your artwork, go to the Art Museum's webpage or go look at their Facebook page. And on their Facebook page too, they've been giving lots of examples of artists who have done portraiture throughout art history. So if you need some more inspiration and see what some other famous artists have done, go ahead and look on their Facebook page, have your parents help you check that out if you need to. And also go to the Art Museum's website, and they will have information there on how to submit your portraits. It's open to all people, young and old, in the tri-state area. So right here around Dubuque in Wisconsin, Illinois, and in Iowa. And it's going to be like a digital online gallery of submissions. So definitely see what you can do. If you're feeling inspired, go ahead and put together a portrait and submit something to the Art Museum. All right, so that's about it for this week. Let's figure out what we're going to do next week. Yeah? Okay. I'm going to grab my jars. Okay. Oh wait, let's do the artist medium first, our material. We're going to do watercolor. All right, and our theme is going to be fish. All right, next week, watercolor fish. I will see you guys then. Have a great week. See you soon. Stay well.